Hi everyone, today is August 29th, 2022, and we're at 2 Samuel chapter 12. In today's chapter, Nathan the prophet helps David realize his wrongdoings through a simple analogy. And although God forgives David for his sins, he makes sure that he does not forget about this and teaches David a valuable lesson through the death of his firstborn son. Now, there are good things that happen in this chapter, like the birth of Solomon and the capture of Rabbah, but I want to place today's focus on the earlier parts and read out verse 7 and 8 at this time. It says, Nathan said to David, "You are the man. Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, I anointed you king over Israel, and I delivered you out of the hand of Saul. And I gave you your master's house and your master's wives into your arms, and gave you the house of Israel and of Judah. And if this were too little, I would add to you as much more." Basically, in this verse, God is telling David that he gave him more than he deserved, and if he thought that that was not enough, God would pour out even more blessings upon him. If we backtrack a little bit and ask ourselves, why did David do such a thing in the first place? It was probably because he wasn't content or satisfied with the things that God has already given him, and when he saw someone like Bathsheba or something that he wanted, he probably pursued after it without thinking. It isn't wrong to want something because as humans we all have those desires. But it is wrong when we let that get ahead of God, and if that thing causes us to lose faith in God's perfect timing. To be completely honest, I can so relate to David, and I think a lot of you guys can too, because trust me, I have numerous prayer requests that I'm praying over and waiting upon, and I know how difficult and hard it is to be patient. As we wait for those prayers to be answered according to God's will, we have to learn how to believe in God as our provider, and we have to have faith in the truth that God blesses us in ways that we cannot imagine. So although it is hard right now, I hope that today's journey helped encourage us to keep pushing forward. I thank you all so much for joining, and I'll make sure to see you guys again tomorrow with the next chapter. Bye!